morning to you all. As you have seen, I've just gotten up. I did a late shift last night, so I finished at 9:30, and I got to bed about 10:30, 11, and then I'm up again at 6:20. So I'm just on my way for my last shift ever. I didn't introduce myself. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Beck and I'm a 3rd year student nurse in Western Australia. On my second last rotation, I'm currently doing mental health, and then my next rotation is I'm going up to Broome for a placement with the Royal Flying Doctors Service. So what? I start at 7 o'clock here. I'm really enjoying it so far. I'll do a proper debrief when I get home, but for now I'm just going to drive down to placement. It's literally like less than a minute away, and yet I'm always late. Not late, but I'm always like pushing the boundaries, you know. So I'm really excited to finish. It's kind of sad because I've built like a really good rapport with some of the patients and some of the nursing staff, so that's sad, but otherwise it's been amazing, and I'm so excited to be done and go home and plan the rest of my wedding. I'm gonna do like a little recap of what I do throughout the day, so stick around for that. Bye. Well, wowie, I am done. I have just finished my last day of my second last placement. I will do a proper debrief with you, probably on my way home, or I don't know. I feel like getting out of the car park, going home, and I'm going to pack up all my stuff. It's currently 3:30 p.m. and yeah, good day. Glad to be done. I need a wee and I want to pack my stuff up and then I want to get going. I'm going to go past the farmers markets on the way home. I haven't been in my whole trip, and the farmers markets here are really nice. So that's my plan, and you can come along for that. Okay, so I'm all packed up. I've literally just walked out of my apartment and I'm going to find the bins to put the rubbish in the bins, and then I'm on my jolly way. Operation locating bins was a success. Now I'm trying to find building 7, which is where I drop off my keys. I'll find it. I'm in a car park with lots of buildings. I just want to get out of here. Okay, so I'm just about to head off. I've popped my key away, that all went smoothly and fine. I'm going to go to the farmers markets now, so I'm going to find somewhere to sit so I can like debrief with you and kind of go over my day. I literally wrote out in my little notebook what I did today, so I could actually provide you with like some information on what a normal day looks like, rather than just like, oh, here's my morning and here's my afternoon. So that should be good. Yeah, but other than that, the farmers market's only like a 15-minute drive, so I'm just gonna drive there, get something to snack on, and I'll sit and chat for 15, and then I'll drive home. So I'll catch you then. Woo! I'm at the farmers market. I'm not overly confident at filming in public, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm getting better because I want to get really good for Broome. So I'm not gonna take you in with me, but I'll show you what I get when I get out. I'm back. From the farmers market, I got some coconut, raspberry, and beetroot milk. So it's like a healthy milk. I don't know. I'll show you what's in it. There's organic coconut milk, organic cane sugar, strawberry, raspberry extract, beetroot juice, cinnamon, and live vegan cultures. So it's from the brand Living Coconut. So I'm gonna try that. I really hope it's good because it was like $8. That is the weirdest thing I've ever tasted. It tastes like a kombucha. But I was expecting strawberry milk. My camera was super rude and cut out on me because the SD card's full. I tried to delete everything, but it's too important. So what I was saying is I bought chocolate milk sultanas for the ride home, milk chocolate pretzels. These are my favourite. I also got a pizza for dinner tonight, and then these like chicken Hawaiian wrap things that look pretty good, so I got those two. I'm gonna drive home and I'll do a massive debrief when I get home. Okay, so just in case I haven't been clear enough yet, what I want to do is, instead of showing you like the start of my day and then the end of my day and showing you what I do, but I kind of just wanted to share with you what I got up to. As the day went on, I kind of wrote down what I did, so you do get like a proper insight into what a day on the ward's like. Even though this ward's mental health, so it's a little bit different, I still wanted to give you like a brief rundown of my day so you have a better understanding. So I got to the ward 5 minutes early. I went in, I had to get tagged in because I'm not allowed a key card as a student. I can have a key card when I'm on shift for safety reasons, obviously, and to get in and out of anywhere, but I can't have one to take home with me. So I had to get buzzed in. You have to wait out the front, you have to buzz and get buzzed in. Walked onto the ward, got let in, went and made myself a coffee, and all the nurses are around and everyone's like chatting and talking and like saying hey and bye and whatever. And then the nurses that are on shift, that are coming on shift, will go into a handover room. So I grabbed my coffee, went and received handover. So there will be one of the nurses from the night shaft, the coordinator from the night shift will hand over to all of us as a whole, and the coordinator for the day shift will kind of take the lead and write everything down that needs to be written down. Next, once we leave handover, everyone will get their allocations. So in this ward, there's a whiteboard in the nurses station with all of the patients on the ward, the names. The nurse that's allocated to them will be allocated on that whiteboard. So in this ward, you got allocated about 4 to 6 patients, roughly. After you get allocated, we'd all pretty much sit down and go on the computer and go look through their notes. I personally like to write a little planner. So I'll get a piece of paper and I'll write like my 4 patients or whatever. And then I'll write like ISOFT, which is the handover notes, BOSNet, which is the progress notes. And then I'll write OBS. And then anything else that is particular to that patient that needs doing, like if they need a drug sample, if they need a urine test, if they need an ECG, stuff like that. So that way I know what's due for them and what's needed for them, and I can tick it off as the day goes by. So once you kind of look over the notes, some nurses will also be allocated medication rounds, but the nurses that got allocated medications would start medication rounds at 8 o'clock. When the medication round is going on, I will usually go and get my patients and do a set of OBS if they're awake yet. If not, you kind of just wait for them to wake up. And then also there's like a pathology lady that comes around to do blood tests. So if you're allocated on bloods, because everyone has to be supervised, you round up the patient that's getting blood tests and you have to go sit with them while they're getting a blood test. Then today, this is my first time going, but today I went to the bigger handover. So the handover between the coordinator, the RMO, the psychiatrist, the social worker, the drug and alcohol worker, and the nurse unit manager. So there's like a handover every day of all the patients on the ward with all those people, so everyone's kind of up to date with their care and what needs doing. And I think it's really good because it like also develops rapport between like the nursing staff and the psychiatrists and the RMOs. That's quite good, and that way everyone's kind of on board with what needs to be done for the day, so that's really good. After that, I actually had a patient that I got along with really well. This particular patient really did not like many staff members and would get quite aggressive towards some staff members, but for some reason we just kind of like hit it off and got along really well. We just had the same sense of humour, so we went for a walk. We actually were walking back into the hospital, and there was like a bunch, about 12, probably like 16-year-olds. They were like school students doing like a tour of the hospital. And I like whispered to the patient, I was like, oi, I was like, scare them. The patient just yelled out, boo! And I honestly lost the plot. We were both laughing so much, and all the high school kids were like cracking up laughing, and like I could just tell that's something that they go back and tell everyone. But it was really funny. Today was a bit more of a relaxing day for me. I didn't take on a patient load or anything like that, so I was able to attend like the normal activities. So then there was a quiz on, so for the patients on the ward, they like to do activities from like, I think it's 9 AM till 3 PM. They'll do like relaxation therapy, art groups, sometimes music groups. They'll do quizzes, they'll do activities just to help keep people distracted. So we went to this quiz, and that went for like half an hour to an hour, and my team won. Not that I was much help, because all the quiz questions were like really old. I had no idea. I then went in for a review. So with all the new patients, the MO, so the medical officer, likes to review them to see if they've got any health concerns, if there's anything that they can pick up while they're in. This was another patient who was really aggressive towards staff members, really aggressive towards staff members. This patient was a IV meth user and wasn't clean, wasn't well kept, nothing like that, and was quite intimidating. But I got along really well with them again, because I helped them the first day with their phone. They just all of a sudden kind of just liked me, and they refused to have their obs done yesterday, refused bloods, refused medical officer review, stormed out of the psych team review, wouldn't let anything happen, and just slept all day. I tried to wake them up this morning, and before realizing it was me, they were like, no, go away, I don't want to do anything today. And I kind of just said, I was like, please? I was like, it won't take long. And they were like, oh, I can't refuse your sweet voice. And then so they got up for a blood test, and everyone was like, what? Like, they're up for a blood test? Like, that's crazy. And then like I built a really good rapport with the patient, and I then took it a step further, and I managed to get the patient up for a medical officer review. And then I also got a set of obs done on them. And I also managed to do an ECG on this patient. And then I also managed to get the patient in for a psych review. So I did really well. And then this patient, while I was doing the ECG, like, was telling me that I'm going to make a great nurse, and that like they're really appreciative of me and stuff like that. And it was so nice. And then the other patient that I took on for the ward blessed me with holy water. I took the patient down to the chapel, and when the patient came out, water on her hands, she was like, this is holy water. I put a pebble in the bath for you because I know you're gonna do great things, and like flicked the water at me. It was so good. So after the medical officer review, I had lunch. After lunch, I kind of just like was opening lockers for people, going out and chatting to people that I knew, saying goodbye, doing that ECG and just stuff like that. So that's sort of what like my day-to-day looked like. That's kind of what a normal day looks like, but I will just briefly, I know I'm going on quite a lot, but I also quickly wrote down like what you normally do on a mental health ward. Wound care, if a patient's cut themselves, burnt themselves, stuff like that, you're doing wound care on that. Admissions and discharges are probably the most hectic things. So the admissions, you've got to go through all their bags, you've got to take all their belongings, you've got to give them their belongings separate, you've got to take their bags off them, you've got to tag everything, you've got to weigh them, get their height, you've got to do a set of obs on them, you've got to identify their risks, ask them for their support worker, lodge all like so much paperwork, and so that's quite crazy. And discharge is kind of the same. Another thing that I got to do yesterday was do a depot injection. So that's into the gluteal muscle, and it's a deep intramuscular injection, usually sort of something like olanzapine or clozapine. So you're doing that, and then after they get that done, you have to monitor them for 2 hours. I also got shown the seclusion room yesterday afternoon. So it's like this just massive room, and it's got one bed on the floor. The pillow slip is tear-proof, everything's tear-proof, so you cannot tear it and hang yourself, tear it and hurt yourself at all. You can't suffocate yourself in it because apparently the pillow is like breathable. Then they have like these gun safes, so when the police bring someone in, they're not allowed to carry a gun in the ward, so they have like safes where they have to lock up their guns. And then they also have like this gun thing that they have to like make sure there's no empty rounds. And they also have like this one that like picks up metal, so like they ran it over me and it was like and like where the metal is, it like picks up. So if you've got a patient that's hiding something up places, they find it. You're also like dealing with the case managers, social workers, so it's like instead of having dietitians and physiotherapists, you've got caseworkers, social workers, drug and alcohol services. You're also doing like drug samples, pregnancy tests, urinalysis, that's like a little brief overrun of what the day looks like on a mental health ward and what sort of things you do on a mental health ward. I'm not long home, probably been home for about an hour and a half now. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. I'm actually really excited to edit this video. I had to put the footage that I've already taken on my laptop and put it all together, and so far it looks really good and I'm really excited to put it all together and like make it a video. And comment what you think down below if you like this style video where I show you a little bit more of my day and also go into depth on what I've done. Please, please, please subscribe. I'm almost at 600 subscribers. I can't believe it's so exciting. And I guess that's all. So I will see you all in my next video. Bye.